Good morning, everybody, and faithful followers of the Morning Spill. Welcome back. Thank you for stopping and checking in on the Morning Spill and how we're doing up here in Northeast Pennsylvania. Trying to bring lacrosse to the area. Chasing the dream of hey, you could do what you want in this life. You could follow your dreams if you didn't start off on the best foot, or if you kind of went off the blueprint, or didn't make the best decisions when you were younger. It is possible to still hit your goals and hit your potential, but it definitely is going to take a lot of hard work. Okay, and what we want to do is kind of give you the blueprints and kind of give you a real life story, real life situations of how positive change is possible, how other people did it, how other people handled their adversity. My personal story, my personal journey to personal success and growth. So just it's an exciting time here. Appreciate you guys tuning in and following and supporting the journey. The coolest part about all of this, like I've mentioned in previous episodes, is it's kind of like a to be continued story. There's not really it's not nothing's happened yet. There's no success yet. There's no huge benefits yet. There's just we have a really solid group of people working together for a common goal, trying to get our student athletes recruited, noticed, and placed in the right opportunity and right environment to be successful in their next stages of life. In the collegiate atmosphere, being a student athlete at college is definitely a different world, and you have to be prepared for it, and you have to be mentally prepared. You have to have a blueprint. You have to have a game plan for how you're going to be successful. So all we wanted to do is just give everybody an opportunity for me to hear my story and see how I've done it so far. I'm not making the best decisions in my younger 20s, not setting myself up for success, not taking life seriously per se, not listening to all the people that loved me and cared about me and told me I should be doing this, and this. So it's very, very important that you listen to the people that love you and listen to the people that care about you, and they're going to set you up for success. They're going to be the ones that have your back when everything hits the fan, right? When you kind of hit your rock bottom, it's the people that love you and care about you most that are going to be there for you, support you, and always have your back. So it's important to understand who those people are, and it's important to always acknowledge them and show them love and thank them for their support and always being there for you as well. This week's kind of been a couple weeks off. We had our summer camp last week, so it was busy times last week. This is more of, like I said, this is just something we're doing on the side to try and help people and try and inspire people. So we can't let it be a priority. We have to keep the NEPA Rattlers in the job and the grind of building up our program as a priority. So we had a great time at camp. It's definitely a good time here to have off. It was kind of a crazy season, from going straight from the high school season into the club season with everything kind of pushed back because of COVID. It's literally been, when we went straight from our winter club season to our spring season with our high school team, and then we went straight into summer. So it's kind of been nonstop since last October. So finally have some time off here to genuinely reflect. Okay, and why is that so important? Why is having time to genuinely reflect important? Because that's how you make changes and how you evolve and how you improve. Okay, I think it's so important that you always need to be evolving. You always need, it's natural selection. Like, that is how everything how life has gone on and how life has advanced, and staying ahead of the times, I think, is important. Seeing kind of what the next generation ideas and vibes and mindset are is important, and implementing that into your practice and into your daily routines, and being conscious of, like, hey, what's happening next, or how are people doing things better. I think it's really ignorant for people to be kind of stuck in their ways and think that their way is the best way. Um, I always am open to like new drills and open to new ideas and concepts, because that's how you learn and grow and evolve, and you understand other people's perspective, is by trying to understand where they're coming from, understand what they're teaching, understand just different philosophies. I think is important. I think you miss out a lot on life if you're kind of like nose and head down to the ground and just stuck in your ways, and it's like, hey, that's my way or the highway, or this has worked for me for a couple years, or this has worked for me a couple times. I'm never gonna stray from this, or this is the only way to do it. And you have to realize there's a million ways to do anything. There's definitely other perspectives and other ideas that are great, and everything is equally, greatness. Striving for greatness needs to be an equally receptive idea and concept. I think too much of the mindset, at least my mindset growing up, was like, I don't know, it's just, I guess, a product of generation. Speaking of generations, the generation mindset was like, no, like you wanted to be better than, outdo somebody else, instead of like taking a step back and appreciating, like, hey, this other person is trying to do this as well, and like there's like cohesion in collective work ethic, collective, that I guess sportsmanship and respect for the game, or respect for whatever you're doing in life, that like, hey, somebody else, you have to have the respect of somebody else is working just as hard or harder than you for what you want to do, and that's okay. It can't be like, you shouldn't like be angry at that person, or like have some kind of like prejudgment on them because they're just trying to do what you do, or they are finding success in whatever they're doing. I think it's important to pump those kind of people up and support those people, and be like, man, you're killing it. Recognize, give them the recognition they deserve, and then ask questions of like, well, how do you have so much success? How are you finding so much success? What are you doing that's different? What are you doing that's consistent? What does your daily routine look like? Okay, so we've kind of gone over all this stuff so far. What we want to focus on right now is, how do you maintain all that momentum you've built? How do you maintain the momentum you've built over the past month and a half, 2 months? Okay, it's easy to kind of get yourself going, get excited about something new, right? New relationships, new jobs, new schools, when you go from like elementary school to middle school, or middle school to high school, or change locations if you have to experience that. But like, everything when it's like new, or you start something new, it's exciting, and it's refreshing, and it's kind of easy to find energy, and it's easy to connect with, like putting effort in and maybe not getting any immediate return. But after like a month of like exposing all your energy, and like after putting in like all this work and working on your craft for like a month and not really seeing any immediate returns, that can get discouraging. And that's where, like, I would say 95% of people like make that hard right, and like decide that they don't want to continue on their dreams, they don't want to continue on the goal that they set, they don't want to continue working towards what they want to do in life, because they hit that roadblock, they hit that adversity. For example, so what I'm talking about is like, so like, let's say you're following along with what we're doing. We're trying to build momentum. We're trying to build leaders. We're trying to build the confidence in yourself to do what you want to do in this life. Figure out a blueprint. Figure out what people are doing that have found success in what you want to do, and just replicate that. So that's the easiest way. So, month in, you build all this energy. All right, I'm going to let's just take what we're doing. We're going to bring lacrosse to northeastern Pennsylvania. So let's say after, like, for example, now like 3 years of it, of coaching, giving the boys everything, coaching these boys up, like teaching them reads and like high level lacrosse IQ, it's like we're still we're getting better and we're growing, but we haven't taken that huge step yet. So it's just, so a lot of people are getting frustrated and not understanding that, like, hey, this takes like years and years and years. Like it is a process. So just like, whether you've just been following along with the podcast or been a part of the program, it's like at the point where it's just like, we just got to keep going and keep pushing on and keep powering through, hitting that adversity. We're running out of that new, oh, this is new, this is exciting juice. We're running out of that juice, and now it needs to be backed and maintained with the drive and the passion and the consistency of the want within you. The want within you needs to be persistent with those actions. The want, the drive, your why. Remember, we talked about your why and why it's important to have a why, and why it's important to understand what you're trying to do in this life and what you want out of it, and really be serious and honest with yourself, to then hold yourself to the standards. And you need to recreate that fire on a daily basis. You need to recreate that drive. You need to recreate that new and exciting change, vibes and juice and energy every day, to maintain that path and that trajectory to make a positive change, to have something good happen in your life, to have to chase, competitive greatness. It's important to recharge, almost like recharge, revamp, and stay committed to it, and understand, right, that initial energy and that initial excitement is going to wear off eventually, just like everything in life, like new relationships, new houses, new car, new video games, new TV series, right? Everything that is new and exciting and creates change and excitement in your life, that eventually wears off with time. New marriage, new puppy, right? Everything after a while kind of gets old. New baby. No, I'm just kidding. But you get what I'm saying. Like a baby, for, let's say, first time parents, right? Having a baby is so exciting, and maybe first time parents don't really understand what, that it's like a 24/7 365 gig. Like, you do not get, for the next 18 years, you are locked in 24/7 365. Whenever, this human being that you're responsible for needs anything, you have to be there. So that, oh my God, we're having a baby, that's an exciting feeling. And that moment with your significant other is huge. But then I would assume, because I haven't experienced this myself, but I would assume there definitely, with that excitement, comes a moment of oh man, the next 18 years I am on call. This is a huge responsibility. That thought process has to come across, parents' mind, first time parents' minds. And it's the same thing with anything. A new job, you start a new job, they promise you all these things. You're excited to meet the new staff. You think it's going to be not necessarily different, but just what the company and what everything is perceived to be. And a lot of the times it's not exactly what it is made out to be, and it's kind of that initial new excitement wears off, and things are shown for what they really are. And so it's in our case, and what we're trying to do, things are shown for what they really are. We're trying to get kids to play at an extremely high level, that haven't necessarily played together for multiple years, or even played lacrosse for multiple years. And we're trying to give them the opportunity to play in college and get recruited to play a college sport, which is very, very difficult in itself. So to combine the two, it takes a great amount of discipline, work ethic, understanding, and ability to see down the line, the ability to see down the road and be hey, today's important. I need to create the excitement every day. I think that is the most important thing to maintaining your success and maintaining all the momentum that you've built so far. Is creating that excitement. You got to create that excitement. You got to almost be like a kid again. Have the excitement of a kid. Be and then another thing I like to do is you can't do this too much, but incorporate that end goal. Incorporate the vision of this is why we're doing what we're doing. So for my student athletes, like envision yourself like in 5 or 6 years, like graduating college, already having like a job lined up to make like 6 figures plus, like because you've put in the work, and then you can take care of your family or do whatever you want to do. Like that is the vision. That is like the goal and the vision that we're pumping, that like, hey, you follow these blueprints, you do these things, and there's a good chance and there's a good opportunity that these things are going to happen for you. So it's really, really important that you recreate that excitement and you find that energy each and every day to go out there and do and hit every point of your blueprint. It's hard. There's days where you don't want to wake up. There's days you don't want to do your workout. There's days you have other responsibilities. There's days you gotta do your chores around the house. You gotta go to your cousin's house. You gotta go visit your grandmother. You gotta help your mom go to the grocery store. It's like, when am I gonna find time to do what I need to do? Obviously talking more based to the the program of NEPA Rattlers. But if you're in a business, or if you're trying to start a new business or change your career, and it's like you have the pressures of what your significant other needs your help, you have to take the dog to the vet or something, there's that, life happens, and it's important that you ground yourself daily and recreate the excitement and the energy that that is needed to hit your mark every single day. And every single day is a stepping stone towards your end goal and towards your result. So I think it's important. Like, the biggest change that I've seen with me is, like, obviously I've had this system and been talking about it for a while, but this past year specifically, I've really like buckled down and stayed consistent to my blueprint like every single day. And since I've done that, like, so many good things have happened. Adversity still, yes, of course. There's always going to be adversity. There's always going to be struggles. Okay, I lost a lot of weight. I'm finally healthy. I'm the healthiest I've been in years. Obviously, I still have my allergies. I think it's the change of seasons are coming early. It's feeling a little fall in the air, which I don't necessarily like. It's supposed to get hot again next week, but definitely a little fall in the air already, which is, but we're gonna try and be more consistent with the morning spill. We want to make sure we're taking care of our responsibilities, and we want to make sure this is a good product for you, for the the viewers and the supporters and the people following along. Like I said, the coolest part about this is it's to be continued. It's who knows what's gonna happen. It's like I'm sacrificing everything for this program, for my business, for the growth of lacrosse in the area, for getting these student athletes the recognition they deserve, for building, hopefully trying to build an elite lacrosse culture where it's not just a lacrosse culture, but it's a life culture. And it's like, you come through our program, you from 5th grade through high school, and by the time you're done with it, you are a super superior student athlete, like young adult, ready to take on the world, ready to be a leader, ready to make a change, ready to make a positive impact in whatever community our student athletes go on to reside in. But being a positive force, being a positive impact, being a member of the community of society, and speaking their mind, standing up for what they believe in is right, and staying together as one, and being one community of like trying to do better each and every day. That's all we're trying to do. Try to do better each and every day. We're going to start bringing on guests and have some guests explain their tell their stories and share their stories and experiences, because I'm sure you guys are getting tired of hearing my voice and my BS, not BS, but my stories and experiences every time. We do have NFL football starting soon. NFL football, the betting part of it, the gambling part is legal in Pennsylvania. So we'll be giving out kind of our lines and discussing a little bit of NFL football. I found a lot of success and kind of have a system for that. So if people are fans and people supporting are into NFL football and hearing my opinions and kind of my lines and winners, had a very successful football season last year. So hoping for the same again this year. But you never know with that. But we definitely kind of have a system that's been working for us. So we kind of want to incorporate that with the morning spill, and that will help keep the weekly episodes juicy and having some information. As it is kind of, like I said, a vacation and break period here. So there's not much going on, but it's very, very important to reflect and refresh yourself. I was able to go back down to Maryland, see my family, go out on the boat, on the water, kind of refine myself, refocus, refresh myself, and come back motivated, ready to go, kind of different approaches for what we're trying to do. We just had our camp, and we put a big focus on having fun, so the kids had a great time, had a lot of fun. So that's all we want to keep doing, is pumping positive energy, positive vibes into the community. We're hoping for a monstrous 2022. We have some huge things planned, hopefully, for the NEPA Rattlers, and for the community in Northeast Pennsylvania. We are really looking forward to it. We're building a lot of momentum. Make sure you share and keep following along as we continue to build momentum with the Morning Spill, with the NEPA Rattlers, with building lacrosse in Northeast Pennsylvania, and me personally chasing my dreams of trying to build this program up and build the community up and give the area some life and some refreshing new ideas and some new business opportunities, and just continue to grow. And this is just the beginning. I'm 31. I'm just starting to figure out life. I'm just starting to build momentum. I'm just starting to have confidence as a young, mature adult. I had a lot of confidence as a kid when there was no worries, and I thought I was the man. And then, life hits you, and then you realize, like, oh, man, I wasn't doing a lot of the things I needed to be doing. So I got super behind the ball and super behind, the margin of, like, where you should be in your part of life, you know what I mean? As far as, like, society's norms. So I'm super competitive. So now it's just, like, I don't just want to, like, be complacent or be okay. I want to be able to support, anyone and everyone I love and care about, and anybody that needs help. And I want to give back to communities and give my time to the people of the community and people that are looking for resources and looking for maybe a handout or an extra inspiring story, or just somebody that's like, hey, life is a battle. Life is tough, and it's an everyday grind, and we're battling it every day. I'm going to it every day. Like, I want to be the best version of me today. And of course, there's demons and people things that happen that are like, oh, why me? Of course this happened. Or like, it's a beautiful day, or like your friends or family are doing something fun, but you need to take care of responsibilities. It's like having the discipline, having that blueprint, having those triggers set in and be like, no. We need to take care of this. We need to do this first before we go out and do that. And that's all it's about, really. It's just prioritizing your responsibilities, staying dedicated and disciplined to them, and then creating that energy, creating that excitement daily to maintain that vision, to maintain that same energy you had when you decided to go after that goal, or make it a goal, or make it a lifestyle in the first place. Like, you need to recreate that energy and recreate that excitement every day, and that will help you maintain your momentum. And that's the key, maintaining the momentum you created. Don't let that stall out and go back down to a standstill. It happens 95% of the time. You create that momentum, it fades out, you lose that new excitement, you lose that energy, and then you lose the willingness to maintain, your consistency to that discipline that is needed, or the consistency to your blueprint you lose because you lose that energy. Don't let yourself lose that energy. Become obsessed, become crazy, make it a part of your routine. Building and creating that energy that you need to get your mojo going, to get your juice, to get your bounce, to get your swagger, to get your consistency with your daily blueprints. And that's how you take care of business. Take care of business. Have fun, laugh, take care of your families, do something nice. Stay after it. Stay committed. We'll see you next week. The Morning Spill, episode 5. That's a wrap. Episode 6 next week. We're gonna drop a guest. We'll bring on some guests. So we'll start bringing on some guests. Have them share their stories, and see kind of what adversity they had to deal with. But looking forward to that. Stay tuned for who we're gonna bring on each week, and then stay tuned for some NFL picks coming up in a couple weeks. We'll have our weekly NFL picks for you as well. Looking forward to it, guys. Peace and love. We'll see you soon. Take care.